Welcome to Fixing Sinks for Players, teaching you how to lay that pipe. Now go ahead, grip your wrench tight. We about to bust something open.
All right, welcome back to Insecurity, the official recap podcast for HBO's Insecure. My name is Crissle.
And I'm Hey Fran. Hey, brr, 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 brr.
There she go. That's my friend. And we're on episode 3, season 4, and shit is starting to get messy.
I like this episode. So much juiciness.
You would.
Mm-hmm.
You would.
So much. I'm ready. Let's jump in.
Yes, let's get right into it. So we opened up with Lawrence practicing for an interview, and we realize, that it's not actually the interview. He's in the mirror, and he's, doing his little corporate nigga talking points and blah, 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 whatever the fuck he's talking about. And Condola's alarm goes off, and she has the most obnoxious sound possible.
Oh my God, my nervous system was shot as soon as that came
Immediately.
on.
I'm like, girl, that is like the tornado
like
siren. Right. Like, what are you doing, sis? So, of course, naturally, he goes in there and he's like, girl, what the fuck
is that?
So, but anyway, they start talking and Condola has a whole busy day planned. The plumber's coming and all this other shit. And Lawrence is like, damn, being around you, talking to you, all this, it kind of makes me want to step my game up. It's like this woman who has all her shit together and everything. It's just inspired me to be better. And my first thought was, oh, that's interesting. That now you see a woman doing better than you around you and you feel motivated to do better. It's like, where have I seen this before?
Where have we seen this?
So it's Thanksgiving. Content. Okay. So it's Thanksgiving week and he asks her if she wants to tag along for his Thanksgiving, whatever bullshit he's doing with his friends and this henny turkey. And, understandably, she does not want to do that. She is throwing a classy real turkey Friendsgiving at her house. And he just kind of naturally says, oh, do you want me to come? And she's like, yeah.
I cringed. Did you cringe or nah?
I did, because I was like, that's a no, but I don't know how to say no without hurting your feelings.
If you ask someone, can I come? And they're like, sure. With the, I was like, ooh, whoa.
That means don't. That means the night before I'm going to text you and be like, something came up with my homeboy. I'm not going to be able to make it to your Friendsgiving or whatever, because you clearly did not really want me there.
I mean, I wouldn't have asked, because if she wanted me there, she would have asked.
Right.
But I get it. He's excited about her.
Right. He's really into her. So whatever. They start making out till that ungodly alarm goes off again. I'm like, oh my God. Like, sis, you have got to change that. It's got to be something else you can do.
And you saw his little googly eyes when he was talking about him needing to step up, and she was like, you're perfect. And he was he melted into her. I was like, oh gosh, right. Lawrence. Oh Lord.
And I think she meant that, because he is perfect for what she need right now. But anyway, we gonna get to that
until we find out what that is.
That's right, girl. So it's 2 months before the block party, and Lawrence is looking real clean and sharp, dressed up for the interview. But as soon as he walks into work, the receptionist says that his bosses or whoever got pulled into something. He's like, is everything okay? And she was like, mm-hmm. Which is the second time today a woman has told Lawrence yes and did not actually mean it.
The second time in a row that he got okey-doked, I felt
right, in just a couple hours. Yeah, so unfortunately, one of the investors at his job has dropped out, and so they looking at laying off half the company and all this shit. And unfortunately, he is riding around in Chad's Range Rover talking to him about it, which, it's tragic, because Chad is the last friend you need to go to when you are having a real issue.
He said, damn, you getting fired already? I was like, Chad.
Nigga, shut up. I just said layoff. I just said investor pulled out. How does that? Chad.
I love him.
You would, girl. You fucking would.
He's so free.
You know what, friend? I'm not doing this with your ass right now. Lawrence is not worried about his actual job, of course, because his team is small and he's the only Negro. So, they need him.
They need the quota. Right.
But this definitely means that he won't get promoted. So he feels like he's kind of treading water, He was kind of hoping to feel like he was stepping his game up with this potential promotion. And now they definitely not finna do that. And Chad was like, I'm actually the one standing still. You're doing just fine. I ain't sold a house in months. And things are looking real bad, and Leah this. And so Lawrence is naturally like, well, nigga, why did you buy a fucking Range Rover then?
Appearances. Hello?
Duh, nigga.
We're
to
in
keep
LA.
up with appearances.
Oh wait, and Leah and other bitches.
Right.
Don't
to impress
forget.
Leah and other bitches.
Mhm.
Right. And then told Lawrence that he need to upgrade his car and stop embarrassing Condola. And I'm like,
And Lawrence is like, she don't care about that stuff. She don't care. I'm like, oh,
you
okay.
know. And maybe she don't, but this is just another way that Lawrence is thinking about how Condola might have things together and expect a nigga of a certain caliber that he might not necessarily be. Right. So Chad mentions that Lauren is like on Lauren. That Lawrence is on like a meet the Fockers kind of path, and with all, you know, this Friendsgiving shit and him going over there. And Lawrence is like, you know what? It's not that, like, it's just a fucking dinner, but I feel like something's always off. You know, if it's not work, it's my love life. If it's not my love life, it's something else. And Chad is actually being a good friend right now and reminds Lawrence, yes, that he was a whole ass bum ass nigga last year and he need to act like he got some fucking money now. And Lawrence is looking like, you right. You know, when I was with Issa, but didn't nobody say that part. But when he was with Issa, things were they were a lot dustier than they are right now.
He was on the couch trying to figure things out with the app.
You know,
remember what was it called? Whoop-de-whoop.
Woo. Oh my
Woo
God.
woo?
Somebody's gonna tell us it's woo something like that. But anyway. He asked Lawrence one more time, you know, like, you sure you don't want to buy a house? But you know, Lawrence is not a whole dumbass, so
And he's like, I'm
no.
good, bruh. Relax.
Right, like I'm literally not finna do that. Please calm down. But
I don't even know if I have a job and you're trying to get me to buy
right,
a
I'm definitely not
house.
finna take out no fucking mortgage, my nigga. Like, let's be smart about this. But the conversation brings back the point here that Lawrence is feeling kind of, I don't know if it's challenged by Condola, but he definitely feels like he needs to get his shit together in a different way in order to be good enough for her. And this conversation with Chad is not really helping. Other than the very end to kind of give him a little bit of encouragement. Like, you know, you doing better. So just keep going where you going and you're going to be all right. We'll see.
And that we do.
Girl, what? Fran. So meanwhile, Issa is at this little bistro watching Finding Jaquan, and I'm like, oh my God, so Finding is a series.
I love that series too. I love that she always gives little shout outs throughout the shows. Like in all the, remember when she had the Reed sticker? Was that last season? So I love that
No, that was
highlights,
a couple seasons ago, I think.
Was it? I thought it was last season, but I love that she highlights other Black creatives and their projects like throughout her show. I always think that that's a really cool piece.
Yeah. So Lawrence walks in and he sees her and he spoils the ending of Finding Jaquan, and she's like, nigga. So then they start joking with each other about movie spoilers, and you know how the two of them get. It's like, oh man, that Issa and Lawrence shit is back. I'm feeling it.
They're in sync. What can you do? You know, you're right, Crystal. I just have to say that you are right. That's
I love
all
those
I'm gonna
words.
say.
Okay. I love those words. Thank you, friend. I don't even know about what yet, but I love to hear it.
About these two. I didn't want to believe it.
Girl, you know who else don't want to believe it? Condola, because she walked up at the tail end of these two having this camaraderie, and she's like, oh, who died?
Who died? I'm like, oh girl. All it does is show you the difference of, of their sense of humor, how these two are so connected and she's just where she's at.
Right. I mean, and when you have a 5-year-long history with somebody, naturally you're going to have a different sort of interaction with them than you would with others. So Issa's like, oh, you know, I'm so sorry I stole your spot. It's just so dope. And they play Macy Gray and all this other shit. And then like immediately she realizes how fucking awkward this is. And to her credit, she tries to leave, but all of her excuses are falling apart very quickly. Like the man calls out her order and she was like, I got something to go. And he's like, Issa for here. And it's like, they will never let my girl just exit unawkwardly. She
and the
always
fact that she really walked out with the tray. I was like, where are you going to take this to? I hope they have outside seating.
Oh, girl. We could hope, but I did notice on her way out, she kind of turned and took one last little lingering glance at the two of them hugging.
And then caught
and that
them.
Face.
That face. That's where I'm like, Crystal's right. You said it, and
girl,
it is proven.
You know how my third eye is. It be dun, dun, dun.
Buzzing.
I be tuned in.
I got you.
Girl,
I got you.
I be knowing. So Issa and Molly are grocery shopping as Issa watches Kelly's Instagram stories about Thanksgiving, and God help her because she is hosting all the aunties, which is
a lot.
Okay, please. Molly is over there, thinking about avocados for this dip that she makes because her dad inhales all of it, and that prompts Issa to ask her about their relationship, and that made me remember that Molly was really cool on her dad.
I totally forgot that up until
me
this.
too.
I was like, that's right. It was that convo where she found out that he had cheated on the mom,
right?
And Molly was like, "Nope, I'm done. No more." Totally cut off her relationship with her dad because of that, even though her mom is good and the rest of the family is, but she wasn't.
Exactly. So she's like, yeah, we're not really in a good space, but I've accepted the shit that he did. And Issa's like, well, look, just be glad you ain't got to spend Thanksgiving with your mama's boyfriend and his kids because.
And Molly's
Guess
like,
who's not doing that?
Your mama loves her project.
I thought, the shade.
The mama shade.
But Molly does ask Issa if she's still coming over for pie. And she's like, yes, bitch, of course, not missing the pie. And this is when the conversation starts to go left. And I'm like, oh my God, why is this happening? So Molly told Issa that she's thinking about inviting Andrew. And Issa's hater side came out very, very fast.
I mean,
immediately.
A reflex at this point.
I've been going back and forth with this, but should I invite Andrew? I mean, we are exclusive now.
I don't know, girl. I mean, y'all only been talking, what, 2-3 months? You gonna pull an old Molly and scare his ass away.
And it's wild because in the first episode, I was like, what's wrong with Molly? How come she's hating on Issa and Issa's done all this growth? And now I'm like, oh, it's both of y'all.
Yeah, the jab, because
it's
this whole
both
scene
of y'all.
just put that on display, how them being off is definitely double-sided in this
right
case.
Because Issa is putting random items back on random shelves, which is not something you're supposed to do. Niggas, please stop doing that. But she's like, I shouldn't be spending all this money because
2 months and me and Condola are in the thick of it.
I don't know why you keep acting like everything's cool with that.
It is cool. Matter of fact, I saw the two of them together yesterday.
What, on a date? How was it?
It was all love, all around. Positive vibes, good. Yeah.
I'm glad your little throuple is a success.
Bitch, you were just in a throuple with Dro yesterday.
Well, at least I wasn't fucking for free weed and toiletries.
Whoa, okay.
Not Molly coming back talking about
Yes.
at least I wasn't fucking for free weed and toiletries.
And I was personally offended. I don't see nothing wrong with fucking for weed and toiletries.
But that was just too harsh. I was like, okay, the jabs are getting ugly.
Yeah.
And that's when Issa was like, hold up. What's up with us?
Yeah.
What's going on?
And that's when they acknowledge that, things have been off over the past couple months. I feel like you coming for me. You feel like I'm coming for you. And they I do appreciate that we got to see them just kind of continue to walk through the awkwardness.
Right. And called it out. I appreciate they called it out.
And then Molly saying, should we talk about this? And Issa's like, definitely, I got to go do this one thing, but let's talk, when I come over for pie.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's sit down and talk it out. And I'm thinking, okay, clearly this didn't work out, but this is mature and this is what should be done. I just didn't see why they don't let's just have a deep conversation right now in the middle of the produce aisle. I don't have no problem with that.
Let's just do it right here. Because they have to go prep the dip, things had to be done.
Let's do it right. I hate knowing that there's tension between me and somebody and then waiting to talk about it. Why? Let's do it right now.
I mean, you know me. I'm with you on that. But
yeah, Fran is like, the vibes are off.
The vibes are off. We got to fix it. Come on, hug me. That would have been me. Come on, Crystal, hug me. Let's just get it out. Let's just get it out.
Exactly. But that didn't happen. But I still had high hopes for the girls, that they would talk it out on Thanksgiving. Anyway, Lawrence is pulling up to Condola's house, and he's a good type of nigga, brought not just one bottle, but several bottles of liquor, and the good liquor that niggas will drink.
And don't overlook that he came in with his fashions, okay? He had a nice shirt.
How could I forget? He said, my girl is rich. I'm going to find some fancy nigga shit and I'm going to button it all the way up and I'm going to be fly.
Yes. I was like, is that polyester? I'm here for it. Come on.
I thought Lawrence looked real. I mean, Lawrence is always fine, don't get me wrong, but I really liked this outfit. I did.
I mean, he came in with personality, so I was here for it. But I could tell that Condola didn't like the shirt. I don't know if you peeped that. She was kind of like, oh.
You're dressed up.
You're dressed up. It's a nice way of being like, what the fuck do you have on?
Right, exactly. But, you know, he kind of is oblivious to that. And he notices that her faucet is still dripping and the plumber couldn't come by. He saw the sink and he said, oh, you got a sink.
I'm sorry, but that...
Girl, I had to pause the fucking show so I could cackle.
I was like, what?
I just know it's some plumber who like, I only work on like Meemaws and Annie sinks. You got this new rich nigga sink and I do not know how to work with that.
This show is just too much, man.
Yeah, but Lawrence is like, I'll fix the sink. And of course, Condola is like, you don't have to do that. But he insists. And I'm like, since when is Lawrence a fucking handyman?
He had me fooled. I was like, oh shit, he really gonna fix the sink. And then here he come pulling up a damn...
Exactly. Looking up fixing sinks for players.
Talking about teaching you how to lay the pipe.
I'm like, don't offer to fix my sink on Thanksgiving if you have never actually fixed a sink before. Right. Anybody can watch a YouTube video.
I might need that today.
Anybody can watch a YouTube video. What are you doing, sir?
A man, okay?
I said to myself, that will not end well, but I let it go. I let it go. Molly is on her phone watching Tiffany and Derek clown around on their story, singing some song called Gobble the Dick, you know. And as ridiculous as Tiffany is, she and Derek really seem to like work. Really be into each other. Like they have fun, yeah, and they seem to be really happy. So I'm gonna let them have it. She's at her mama's house and is getting ready to peel the sweet potatoes for Issa's pie and is like, make sure you make a crispy crust for Issa. And I was like, oh.
I thought that was cute because it showed that there's still love there despite the awkwardness back at the market. We know that's how it goes.
Right, I mean, and she's right. And Molly's probably like, you know, she's coming over. We're going to have pie. We're going to talk about why we've been off. So, you know, she's excited. Her brother, who is taking care of the baby mama, who is not pregnant with his child, is there. And I wondered when we heard that earlier with Molly and Andrew, when she told him that, I wondered if we were going to see it. And I'm so glad we did, because this baby mama.
I'm mad she told her, you know, you have 3 months to jump ship, right? He's like, why does everyone keep saying that?
You want to know why everybody because that's not your baby, and she's very annoying. It's both of those things. Like, they don't like her, and that's not your baby. So, listen. But let that man be a good man. Let him be a good man and step up, okay?
It's y'all his journey, okay? It's his journey.
And when her dad walks in with the Snapple, she's like, oh, you know, I'm cutting back on the sugar or whatever. And it's like, so you really are keeping this man at arm's length.
Not with the passive-aggressive responses, though. I'm like, girl...
It's a fucking snap. You getting ready to peel sweet potatoes for a pie right now, but you cutting back on sugar.
That's the part that cracked me the fuck up. I'm like, y'all about to all eat pie, but you're cutting back on sugar. You gotta pick a better lie, girl.
Right. And it's Thanksgiving, girl, the day that everybody eats. So what are you doing? You still mad at him? Okay, we see it. Meanwhile, Issa and Amal are heading to their mama's house when they see an ambulance on the sidewalk. And so, of course, they're like, oh, shit, what is going on? But thankfully...
start running.
Right. Amal was like, who is just Stanley? Which was so fucked up.
How they just stop running, though? I was like, that was just terrible. He's like, I see his neck. We're good.
Right. And their mama is like, he slipped on some loose gravy. It could have been worse. Glory to God. Or whatever. And it's like, a lot just happened right now. Loose gravy?
Oh my goodness.
How did the gravy get a loose, girl? So their mama's gonna tag along with Stanley in the back of the ambulance, but she specifically asks the two of them to stay because Stanley has family coming over and his kids.
Keisha,
and
what was it? Keisha, alopecia. I mean, you know, we got the rundown about the family members.
So you could keep the twins apart. You know, Keisha has alopecia. Issa and her damn word associations. But you can tell in their eyes that as soon as they mama leave, they are getting the fuck out of there. And that's exactly what happened.
Relatable content. Especially for the holidays.
As soon as the ambulance door shut, Issa said, I don't fuck with adult twins. Or was it a mall? Either they have the same sense of humor. Either way, they was like, you know what we not finna do? This. You know what we are finna do? Fajitas. I said, well.
How many times have you done that? I thought that was so funny because I'm like, I know as an adult, I've definitely dipped out on holidays. Once you can do that, I've definitely taken full reign and done that. Because I don't like being uncomfortable anymore. And I'm like, I don't have to be at this point, which is the fun part.
Well, I really only see my family for Christmas. So I guess I don't have enough family dinners to be like, I'm out of here. But
right. Well, it's different because you moved away.
Yeah.
So it's a little different.
Right.
For me, I'm like, yeah, no.
No. But if it was supposed to be immediate family, and now my mom is gone to be with her man who I don't like, and his kids and his family who I don't like / don't know, yeah, I'm not sticking around for that.
No, fajitas it is.
So, you know, I just wouldn't have lied to my mom. I would have been like, sis, I'm actually leaving. But you text me from the hospital. Yeah, I would have. My mama hates when I call her sis. But I would have been like, girl, please be serious. I am not staying for them people. Like, I don't even like him, much less his kids. So they get the fuck out of there. But at Condola's house, her bougie friends have arrived, and her Friendsgiving is looking super nice.
Yeah.
Lawrence, yeah. I mean, it looks nice to me. It does.
It was nice.
Like,
I think I was just it just felt so LA that they were like standing around each other asking, so what do you do? I'm like, oh, kill me now.
I mean, I feel like that's most big cities, honestly, when there's a new person around. But regardless, Lawrence has, fixed the sink, quote unquote, and he's being charming and looks cute and chopping it up with Issa's friend, or Issa, Lord help me. You see how I did it? Mm-hmm. Because I see it and I feel it. But yeah, homegirl is working at another company, I think Meridian.
Well,
Lawrence is where
he's at Meridian. She's at Hummingbird, she said.
Yes. And Hummingbird is doing really well. So he's like, oh, okay, damn, shouts to you. You're doing great. And the friend is like, yeah, Meridian is going through it. How are you?
She was like, shout outs to you because you're not. I was like, oh,
and he's like,
wow,
it's fine, because my job is safe and I've been looking around anyway. And Condola's like, you know what? I'm sure you'll figure it out. And they just look really cute together in this scene, honestly. I thought they were adorable. And I thought it was cute that every time he expresses some sort of apprehension or being fearful about not being good enough, she always reassures him that he's
very
okay.
affirming, which is super cute.
You will figure it out, Lawrence. And then this guy friend wants to know where Lawrence got the shirt. And since all the girls laughed, I'm like, okay, this is definitely shade. Like everybody, they're making fun of this look, absolutely. But I like it.
Condescending as fuck, and I cracked up because they all just looked at each other like, yeah, no.
But I really don't get it. I thought he blended in with the rest of them.
No, that shirt seems very country. I don't know. They all looked very, bougie LA, and then here he comes with like a print shirt.
This is why I don't fit in. Because I thought he looked great. And I was like, why are they being mean?
Honestly, when he walked in, I knew that was going to be the theme just because the shirt was loud. It was a loud shirt. Wow. I would wear it, but...
Damn, okay. It's fine. I don't have no fashion, and that's okay. I just ain't got it. At Molly's house, she is doing a very simple, sweet task, showing her nephew how to fold the napkins. And of course, her mama takes this opportunity to be like, how long I gotta wait for grandbabies?
Where's my child?
I am talking to the baby about folding cloth, and here you go, talking about me giving birth, sis. Relax.
But it actually prompts Molly to tell her about Andrew, which I was like, okay.
Yep. So she, she's really feeling Andrew, and she showed her mama a picture of him. And of course she was like, is he Korean? Which I felt...
Here we go again. Then she asked if he has money too.
Oh my God, no, that was when the brother came in and snatched the phone. He was like, is he crazy and rich? And I'm like, oh my God, why?
This show is just... But that's the crazy ass conversations we be having at home. So relatable content.
I was like, for Black people, this could have went a lot worse. So
And you know,
I'm
the
be
show
glad that
probably
they left
wanted
it where it was.
to keep it nice.
But it's also realistic because like Kelly made a stupid joke that was also super, you know, like borderline racist. And this is the same thing where it's like, what are you doing? But also still trying to keep it funny. So.
Right. And the mom said you should have brought him over because we totally would have behaved.
Which is a lie, but
a lie, absolute lie.
Molly's like, yeah, Issa didn't think I should invite him to dinner, that I might be doing too much. And her mom was like, if Andrew is right for you, then he won't think you are doing too much. He won't think you're too much, which is an excellent point. And that is what Issa should have said.
Right. But, you know, then the mom tells her, just don't overthink it. And then she says, because your brothers don't overthink shit.
They don't overthink a damn thing, because one of them's over here claiming an infant in utero that's not his, and the other one done brought a girl who came here in some plastic 6-inch pumps.
Yes, so like, I love the slow pan to the couch where they were sitting and the mom just smiles.
Yes,
like, Jesus, I can't.
Your brother done brought a stripper and somebody else's baby mama in my house. I'm like, well, what's wrong with strippers?
For Thanksgiving, bro. Love it.
Right.
Love
like,
it.
Girl, put that outfit on for afterwards. That is for when we go to the club. That is not for coming to your boyfriend's mama's house. But and I love that the song that transitioned these scenes is that uno, dos, tres, chiatato. Because these are some thoughts on the couch, and Issa and Amal are at this Mexican restaurant. So I'm like, okay, we blended cultures.
Love it.
We doing shit that makes sense. So she's on her phone and she pulls up Kelly's stories. The aunties have arrived. They're fucking arm wrestling, and I'm like, oh, it ain't enough alcohol in the world for this here. I think her mama is there too. So it's like, when the sisters get together, things just really.
I love that they integrated all the stories, because that's so true. We be out and out at our events and holidays just watching what everyone else in our lives are doing. So I thought that was a cute little touch that you saw throughout the whole episode.
Yeah, like, let's be real. We be on Instagram and Twitter and every other app checking up what our friends are doing, especially during the holidays, especially when we tend to be apart, right? But Amal comes up and says there's an hour-long wait. So Issa texts Molly to let her know that she'll be late. And unfortunately, Issa has just taken what I am presuming is Issa's pie, like the pie for them, out of the oven.
Oh, I know. The way that they did that.
So I was like,
the timing.
right,
I was like, oh. And of course, Molly's just kind of like, do you, girl? Like, whatever.
Yeah, which made me go, ooh.
Like, why not tell her how you feel? Oh, but I get it. You know, like you said, they're growing apart, so.
Right. I mean, and we were supposed to have this conversation in person, so I don't really want to text it to you,
right?
You know, because this is part of the issue. But anyway.
It's part of the awkwardness.
Back at Condola's house, the loud drunk friend has arrived. I'm surprised her name isn't Crissle, because that's usually me. But no, it's Nikki, aka my nigga Robin Thede, and she is finding everything hilarious right now. I said, oh no, this friend will be the one to fuck it up. I know, because I am you, sis. I am she, and I know how we like to do. I knew it.
You know, I thought of you and I was crying.
Girl, see, I knew it.
I was like, all the dinners is you just be cracking up loud as hell.
The loud drunk one who clearly got started on the pregame before everybody else did. It's me. It's literally, I'm like, okay, Issa, like, just at me next time. But
so damn funny, bro. I love that.
Lawrence is asking the lesbian friends about their wedding, and they're like, you know, probably next year, but we haven't even found a venue yet. And Condola's like, oh, art galleries, you can dress them up and bougie creative things. Right. And they're like, wow, what a great idea. You should just plan our wedding. And Condola's immediately like, bitch, keep me from weddings, ho. In fact, put me in the overflow. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I mean, child, she went in, and Lawrence is kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Right.
Where's
you can see him kind of, right. He kind of bristles a little bit, but then he makes a joke about, you know, how he ain't never going to have another S-curl again for the same reason, because he got burned. And everybody's laughing because, Lawrence is charming and he's funny.
And trying to keep it light, especially because clearly he was a little uncomfortable in that moment.
Right. And like, if I feel like we're dating and you're over here talking about how you just are so disgusted by like commitment. Right.
I would be like, oh, well, okay. Let me leave.
Yes. Drunk Nikki is tormenting the poor boy who speaks French. I think he's French, but whatever he is, Nikki is clowning and being ridiculous. And so when Lawrence offers to refill everybody's wine, she's like, "I'ma just follow you into the kitchen." And niggas is like, cut her off. Don't give her no don't give her no fucking more. And again, it's me. But bitch, I brought the fucking wine. So guess what?
She followed him into the kitchen had me dead. She's like, "I will come get the bottle. Don't even worry about refilling my cup."
And then Lawrence's dumbass refilled a cup. I'm like, oh no. And so drunk light-skinned me is leaning over talking to Lawrence, talking about how he is exactly what Condola needs, you know, after Mark left her and they got divorced.
But wait. Did you see how Lawrence lit up when she said that before he got
Mm-hmm.
the hammer?
You're exactly what she needed. He's like, oh yeah, how?
He's like, tell me more.
Yeah, you fun too.
Well, I mean, for Condola, you're everything she needed.
Oh, for real? Yeah, how so?
After Mark left her and they got divorced, she needed to let loose and have fun and get over him. Keep it casual.
Well, yo, that's good to know.
Anyway, I'm glad she's finally doing it. Oh my gosh, who brings quiche to Thanksgiving? Pascal, was that you? Hey, raspberry beret.
Yo, his face morphed.
He
That
was
is
like,
not
oh.
what he thought was coming at
He
all.
said, I am glad to hear that. Like, no, you not, nigga. You are not glad to hear that at all.
Because he thought he was going to get like the cutesy girl talk information from the drunk friend, but alas.
Like, oh, she be in the group chat with heart eye emojis and sending bit emojis of y'all, and
Not
she's
at
just
all.
so smitten. No, she needed some fun dick to come around after she got her heart broken. Like, damn. And so drunk Nikki is again clowning, being ridiculous, asking who brought the quiche and shit. And so when Lawrence turns to try to turn on the kitchen faucet, water sprays everywhere. Of course, right as Condola's friends are walking into the kitchen. And so now
Nikki
not only did his
dying laughing, she's
screaming
already
laughing,
finding everything hilarious.
I know, it's like everything I dislike about myself is part of this character, but also some of the things I really love about me.
You're the fun.
Are in
You're
this
the
character.
fun of the party, okay?
Listen, and even the sober friends are like turning their heads, trying not to laugh in his face. And I'm like, damn. So apparently you went wrong with the shirt. I didn't know that till just now, but okay. And also, your little plumbing for homeboys, it didn't work out.
I mean, it just
did
felt
not.
like the night just took a turn that he was not anticipating, because you just saw him look so defeated by the end of that scene.
Yeah. And Lawrence is so cute. I be feeling sorry for him when he gets his feelings hurt or when he feels down. I be like, oh, you're too cute to be sad. But but anyway, he's a big boy. The sun is setting outside, and Issa and Amal are finally sitting down having dinner, and they start reminiscing about Thanksgiving's past. And even Issa admits that, she doesn't like Stanley, but their parents were clearly not right for each other. And it's for the best that they are not together, which is a place that's important to get to as a child of divorced parents. You have to be able to see that they were better off. And so y'all were better off.
Yeah.
And I love that they have this conversation. Oh my God, when I say triggered, Amal was like, at these family dinners, holidays, whatever else, you could always be yourself. I get nothing but Christian passive aggressiveness. That time I brought my roommate, even though Aunt Ruby is, fucking a whole married man, but that don't matter. Amal brought a boy 1 year, and now they start doing these prayers talking about, Lord, save everybody's soul, Lord, not just the homosexuals. I'm not talking about nobody in particular. It's like,
my God, I thought of you too.
Girl, what? All the traumatic, sad things make Fran think of me.
No, because this is real, all the conversations we've had. So I was like, man, to hear him put that out there, and even Issa being like, shit, you're right. She's thinking about her discomfort, but her brother couldn't even be himself at these dinners.
Right.
Like,
it's like, you all pressed about Stanley or whatever, but I have never been able to be myself in front of this family, not fully. And I was like, oh, wow, leave me alone, Issa Rae. Leave me alone, Issa Rae.
And then he tells her, well, no, it was that Issa asked him about a partner, I guess, that he had been seeing. And he says that he had to let that go. Which
about the roommate that he brought. He was like, I'm done changing for people. And, some niggas just going to have to deal with me as I am. I'm like, I I think I like it. I fucks with that.
You know,
I do.
I could tell in that part, in that scene, that he definitely has been going to therapy. You know when when your friend has made that shift, because everything they say is just like bing, 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 ringing bells.
Why don't you leave me alone, friend?
I love it. I was like, this is so good, especially how open he was and how he kind of became a safe space for Issa in that moment too, for her to share.
Right. And so after Issa sees that text from Molly being like, do you? I think she decides, I've been fake about this Condola and Lawrence situation, but I need to talk to somebody, and why not my brother?
Right.
So
loved it.
She says, yeah, I saw them together, and to be honest, I feel like Condola is reaping all the benefits of the work I put in. And haven't we all been there before?
How many times have we been there before is the question.
What do you mean?
Like, they were out to lunch, and I'm pretty sure he was gonna pay. I never got that.
That's true, niggas don't be paying.
Yes. I don't know, I got the nigga with potential. I got the work in progress, and it took a lot of support and patience, and I feel like she's reaping all the benefits of his time with me.
None of us are coming out of socialization, as children, just ready to be perfect spouses. But
yeah, as much as I can laugh thinking of how many partners I've quote unquote prepared for someone else, I also have to admit that there are men who, had me open my mind more, open my heart, soften up, and all those different things. So I think we activate each other in different ways. But I do agree that I think we definitely bear most of the brunt.
Oh, yeah. Women
dynamic.
Are expected to do it.
Yes.
Women are fully expected to help these men grow up. And if
sure.
he leave you for somebody else, then, oh, well, that was just your woman's work. It's like,
but
I
love
no,
that she
fuck
brought that up, because it's just something that most of us have had conversations about. Now he's meditating, he's eating vegetables, drinking water, and you get to reap the benefits.
They was on a date, and I'm pretty sure he was gonna pay. And I'm like, damn. The bar was in hell. It was in hell. But I also love that when she says that, she's going to shut up. She knows she shouldn't be feeling like this or whatever. Her brother is like, you have the right to feel however it is you feel. And that's when I was like, oh, yeah, the therapy is definitely jumping out right now.
It's jumping out, because that's something you say all the time.
It is.
You literally always say that to all of us whenever we're going through stuff. You'll be like, you have the right to feel that way. Hold space.
I do. God
I
damn.
love it.
So right then this mariachi band approaches, and they are so hyped to hear a Mexican Thanksgiving song. They turn it up with the margaritas, and of course Issa is pulling out the phone and recording everything for her stories, and
the song
they
was
jig
so
into the Mexican
cute.
Thanksgiving song. It was.
The mariachi players are telling them, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us for Thanksgiving.
Fran. It's like, this has been me, except on the A train at 8:15 a.m. going from Washington Heights to Times Square. Oh man. But anyway, over at Molly's parents' house, they are pulling out Taboo, and I said, oh shit, this is when shit gets real. Niggas start fighting. Like, Taboo starts fights.
It sure does. And then quickly we see that Molly does not want to be on a team with her dad.
Right, even though she always is. And so to get out of it, she's like, oh, I'll just keep score. But girl, that is the baby's job, and you know it. You are not taking that baby. He was so sad. Like, I thought I was gone. Like, Auntie Molly is playing.
The way she looked up. Right. Like, bitch, you're playing, right? Say you're playing.
So I love that her brother calls her into the kitchen to help out, and it's like, let's just talk about why you're still so upset with dad after all this time. And at first Molly's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but very quickly she lets it go.
Okay, well, finding out all that shit about him really messed me up, like a lot. I mean, you and mom can pretend like it didn't happen, but I can't.
What do you mean mom can't pretend? It happened to her.
I get that, but I just saw that differently.
You focusing on the negative. You keep ignoring the part where that nigga stayed and made things right afterwards.
Don't call that a nigga.
Dads are niggas too, just all grown up. I'm just saying, he a regular ass dude who fucked up, he owned it, and he made it right.
I love that Molly in that moment, you kind of see the light go off a little bit where she reconsiders her position on this. And I love this theme that we keep seeing throughout these episodes of that gentle call out in the moment. I'm like, yes, more of that. Imagine if everyone took time to do more of that. So I love that they're putting that into our awareness. So good. So good.
Exactly. So Molly concedes the point. Like, yeah, you can be mad at this, but you can also be glad that he took responsibility for his mistakes. That's all you can ask a person to do. You can't ask somebody to not fuck up. But you can ask them to be accountable for it and to make it right as much as they possibly can. So she concedes that point. I said, damn, the men on this show are making a lot more sense than men in real life do. What's going on?
But it's okay.
Propaganda. It's propaganda. But anyway. Condola's Friendsgiving is wrapping up, and Lawrence and Condola are cleaning up. He done had to take off his nice ass shirt that apparently was not nice.
We didn't mind.
So another scene that I truly loved.
Yes, this was very real.
It was. Condola thanked him for being a great co-host, and he's like, oh yeah, thanks for the invite. And she cannot help but to say,
I was like, did she have to say this?
She did not. She did not. You know why she did though? Because she don't really fuck with that nigga.
Oh God, the semantics.
Because she was like, I didn't technically invite you, but I'm glad you came. It was better with you here. And it's like, you could have just said.
You could have just said.
It was better with you here. Right.
Coming. My friends loved you. You were an incredible co-host. But she had to activate the petty, like Amal said.
Is she a Virgo? Because I'm seeing some traits.
Oh my God, that was so awkward. And then
it was.
And then he's like,
she don't want to pressure him and all this.
He's like, were you not gonna invite me? She's like, well, I didn't want to pressure you and I didn't want the pressure. Real, which is real.
It is real. And so, but that's when Lawrence is like, okay, yeah, drunk Nikki was right then. And so that's when Condola's like, oh fuck.
What did she fucking say to you?
Yes, a position the rest of you can relate to. He's like, listen, she said that I was just your fuck buddy. And Condola's like, I am so sorry. I don't know why she said that. That is not how I feel about you. It's like, isn't it though, sis? Isn't it though? Like, I don't think she would be as crass about it. Be like, oh, a fuck buddy. Like, I think she does actually care about Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell she does just by their interactions and the amount of time they spend, especially outside of fucking, because usually fuck buddies are
that's all you do.
They're relegated to one place, but she goes to
We're not going to bistros. We're not doing that. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. We go to the house.
And you sure as hell ain't coming to Thanksgiving with my friends.
Okay, you definitely not co-hosting Friendsgiving. We're not doing that. But Lawrence is, he's overwhelmed with all this new shit. He's like, oh, I just didn't know that you didn't want to get married again and all this. And she's like, I just got divorced 1.5 years ago. Like, I don't want to get married again.
Which, I mean, and the thing is, she has the right to feel that way now. Similar to what Amal just told Issa, feel what you feel. Yeah. And she may change her mind. She may not. And it just seems interesting that in that moment, Lawrence is not understanding. How could you expect her to feel any different in this?
Right. Well, Lawrence already has an issue with her being divorced, which I think is so weird. Like, I think it's just
keep forgetting that because it's so childish.
Right. It is. I'm like, you should have an issue with the fact that she is so recently divorced.
Right.
As opposed to just being divorced. People break up and are together and vice versa and all that shit all the time.
Yeah, but we see that it's coming up because the fact that he's even concerned asking her if she's over her ex means that's been a lingering thought.
Exactly. And I noticed that Condola did not say yes.
No, she didn't answer.
She did not. She said that relationship is over. But she did not say she was over him, which is an important distinction.
Okay, that was
She's a Virgo, I'm telling you.
That was the most roundabout response. I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, if anybody should be worried about an ex, it should probably be me.
Come on.
What? You and Issa have little jokes and you have the same friends? How do you think that makes me feel?
It's not like that between us. Like, I broke up with her.
Because she cheated.
I still left.
But if she hadn't?
She hadn't what? Cheated? Okay, she did.
But if she hadn't, would you still be together?
I kind of hated that question, though.
No, I hate it too, but I think she was making the point.
Yeah, but it's a silly point because it's like, But she did cheat and I left. So what are we talking about?
Right. And your husband did leave you and y'all did get divorced.
Period.
So here we both are. Right. and we are both in a space where we didn't necessarily choose for our relationships to end.
Exactly. But we did.
And so while you talking about me and my ex, let's talk about you and yours.
We both fucked up over our exes. Let's just put it on the table.
Right. Let's just say it. Listen, my nigga leaned back.
I want her. We wasting each other's time. Let's just walk out of here and say it.
Exactly.
Say what it
they
is.
on opposite sides of the kitchen looking at. I love that shot at the end of the scene where they're on opposite sides of her gorgeous kitchen. Wow, Condola's so rich. And it's clear like this is signifying the divide that is now between them because they both know what's up. I don't think they're going to say it, but they both know it at this point. Absolutely.
And then it cuts off just in time because he didn't want to answer.
You know he didn't, girl. So Issa is dropping off her brother after their fun Mexican Thanksgiving and talking about how she's about to go buy Molly's for pie. But her face is looking like she is drained at the thought of going to Molly's to do anything.
And that's why he's like, are y'all even good? You know, he read that. He read the room.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, we okay. I mean, you know, it's just regular friend shit. Which is true. It is friend shit. And had she actually gone to Molly's, I feel like they could have nipped this in the bud right then. Absolutely. But we'll never know. Right. We'll never know.
But also the fact that she didn't says a lot about how she feels about the friendship because she didn't even really care to save it.
Right. And Amal did tell her that they don't have to do anything they don't really want to do. Because when their mama texted him and was like, oh, thanks for staying with, Stanley's family for the day, they were both like, oh, yeah, about we did not do that. And it's like half a second of feeling guilty. And then Amal was like, fuck that. We ain't got to do that shit. I learned that in therapy. We ain't got to do something just because.
Jumped out.
Yeah, it did. And it's true. You don't have to stay just because they want you to stay, but you could have said something. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's breaking out of the people pleasing programming, which a lot of us are still working through even in our 30s and 40s. So I love that he put that out there because he's really made Issa think a lot in this episode, which I thought was cute. Their relationship is so cute. I'm like, I want a sibling. It is. A sibling in
it's
therapy.
Not all like that. First, you have to go through a childhood of like barely not killing each other, and then
maybe this.
Right. Exactly. But I think hearing that from Amal had Issa being like, I don't feel like doing this, and so I don't have to, so I'm not gonna.
Girl, she picked up that phone so damn fast after he got out the car.
Okay.
Man.
Can we do this another time?
Molly hit her with the yup, too. I was like, this is just, don't hit me with the yup.
Yeah. She's already done enough forgiving for the day, okay? She got that pie and brought it to her daddy. She about to be on the taboo team.
Oh, that scene was
She and her
sweet,
brother.
though.
Yeah, she and her brother are teasing, which is like the same shit I talked during Taboo. But I just thought, it was really sweet.
You saw like a healing family dynamic on the couch in that moment, which I thought was really nice.
Yes. And the fact that her daddy was never like, oh, you mad at me, so I'm mad at you back. Like, you just have to let Molly have her space to feel this way about this because you did fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that she saw that their daddy actually also then did the right thing afterwards.
Right.
And so she's able to let it go and they about to have a nice Thanksgiving. So Issa bailing out at the last minute, she's just like, all right, bitch, do you, sis? Yep, that's fine. Go ahead. You could just see it on her face, like, all right.
Now the opening scene is just making more and more sense.
It is. Lawrence, I guess, packed up his dignity and went back home to watch Finding LaToya, where we get a hilarious scene from the inner city police department.
Where once again, they don't give a fuck about LaToya.
Like, sir, it's not a Toyota. It's a young woman. Her name is LaToya. No further questions.
And then the guy comes and takes the picture
and snatches the picture. Like, why would you have to do a press conference for a fucking Toyota, man? Leave us alone. Start caring about black people. So naturally, like most of us do when we're bullshitting at home, he pulls up his Instagram. Chad is bragging about Thanksgiving, but Leah won't even get on camera. And then he's like, babe, it's just my cousin's wife or whatever. And it's like, this nigga cannot stop hoeing. He actually had me fooled for like half a second. He cannot stop hoeing.
No.
But when he married that girl out of nowhere, we should have known. And honestly, getting married as like a consolation prize for cheating is the worst. So many people make that decision.
Band-aid, as if it's gonna change anything. Oh my God.
So
now you're
many
contractually
people.
obligated
Yes.
to someone who lies.
Fuck the entirety of that.
Oh, Jesus. Triggered.
On Kelly's. So remember when Kelly and Trina met at the mixer? They're clearly friends now because Trina came over with a bottle of Crown and her son. She don't go nowhere without that baby. But I was like, yes, Kelly and Trina, I see this. Y'all the same kind of stupid.
They like the same kind of nasty parties. So I see
it. Period. Derek is cleaning up and Tiffany done fell asleep with a plate on her stomach, which is also relatable. Yeah, and it's just, they're really cute. And then Issa's story comes up.
Hold on, let me just take a deep breath.
Yeah, come on, because this is, I said, ooh, here we go.
Oh,
so
God.
he's watching her and her brother with the mariachi band and the fucking margaritas, and he sent the laughing reaction. And as soon as he did, Case of the X dropped, and I said, oh shit, yes, God.
When I tell you, I howled. I was like, shut the fuck up. Crystal was right.
When Issa's little text bubble started popping back up, like immediately we see him smile. And then the scene cuts. I'm like, guess what? They getting back in that pussy. I told you, friend.
You did.
I fucking, yes. So I told you.
One of the predictions has already rang true. My Lord. 1-0, Crystal. You won this point.
Well, it hasn't even happened. It might not happen. But I fucking see it.
It's gonna happen. It's done. It's a wrap. Once you start going through the IG DMs, it's a wrap. That's how I got pulled back into some old shit. So.
Oh no, friend, the quarantine. You gotta stay strong.
The quarantine, man, got us acting out of character.
No, friend, you can't be texting these niggas.
I didn't text. They sent the laughing emoji and I responded. You see how it goes.
Exactly. And then what happened? Right. So I think next episode we're going to. It kind of. It's concerning me that we're only on episode 3 and right now we're 2 months away from the block party. Every episode has been a month in passing. Wow. So I'm wondering if next week is going to be another month and we get to the block party like somewhere in the middle of the season and then we still have a lot more shit after that. Like I'm wondering.
I don't know. What is about to go down at this block party?
Yes, I think we're going to see Molly and Andrew get closer. As Molly and Issa get further apart, like I said, I think he's going to start letting her in, a bit more. We might see Christmas shit coming up soon, so maybe she'll go to his family's house for Christmas.
Here's a wild card. Is Nathan pulling up at the block party? Holy shit.
He probably will with his old trifling ass. He probably will.
I don't think that storyline is done. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying she's going to entertain it necessarily, but I think he's going to pull up because it's just too much mess. It's too much mess. I can't.
She actually liked Nathan. Like of all the niggas she has been with since she and Lawrence broke up, she was really feeling him. And him ghosting her really pissed her off to the point where she was just done, which I understand because same. Right. But I wouldn't be shocked if he feels like she got away and he's going to just make one more last ditch effort to try to get her ass back.
Which he should. I ain't mad at him. Go ahead and
try. I'm wondering, is Condola going to walk in on them? She going to see his Instagram DMs?
I thought that in last week's episode when they were texting each other, obviously to link up so that he can talk to her about not talking about it to Condola. I just kept thinking Condola's gonna see Issa's phone or Lawrence's phone and see the text thread, and
right.
It's gonna make shit start buzzing in her brain. But I don't know. Maybe it will be that. Maybe it will be this IGDM conversation. Either way, I do think it's gonna get exposed.
Because the fact that Lawrence was like, yeah, don't tell her that we talked. I don't think it's that deep. Yes, bitch, it is that deep, and you know it. Don't do that.
That was just the wrong decision.
And I bet you're not finna tell her about you sending these smiley laughing faces to Issa and shit either. I bet you not.
Sure as hell ain't. And the fact that he sent it right after Condola asked him if she didn't cheat, would you still be with her?
Yeah.
For that to prompt him to engage says
clearly
a lot. Says everything.
Right.
That was his answer. Yes, I would have still been with her.
Or maybe Condola's ex-husband will come back and she'll leave Lawrence for him just in time for Christmas.
Snap. The places
Girl.
we can go.
Okay, I don't know. We're going to have to stay tuned in and see what happens on episode 4 of Insecure next week. But this wraps up Insecurity. Woo, shit.
This is good.
Thank you.
Y'all, those of you listening, we have to know your predictions. You know what
yes,
to do.
Please.
Hit us on the hashtag. We will be reading everything. INSECURITEA. We'll find you there and see what you say about Crissle being right, that Lawrence and Issa are a thing. They're a thing.
I mean, I'm just saying, I saw them fucking and it looks like they're heading that direction. But we will see. All right, y'all. Until next week, I'm Crissle.
And I'm Hey Fran. Hey, brr, 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 brr.
All right, y'all. We out.
Bye. Insecurity, the Insecure After Show, is a Loudspeaker Studios production in association with Team Epiphany. We're your hosts, Crissle and Fran. Our producers, Matt Raz.
The executive producers are Chris Morrow and Matt Raz. Our associate producer is Tyrell Worley. And the show is engineered and edited by Dwayne Crawford. Thanks, everybody.
Brr, 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 brr.